Yo, what's shaking? What's up with y'all? How y'all doing? This is Mo over here at the Seeds of the Future. Yo, do me a big favor. Why don't y'all push that subscription button, that notification bell? I'm saying, yo, today, my topic is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to ask y'all to do something different for me. I'm going to ask y'all, if y'all got some kids, go grab their asses up from the ages of like 11 and up. Because, I'm about to kick, and thanks to my speakers, I'm about to hit on some shit that's real out here. It's the holidays coming. A lot of people talking about Black Lives Matter, but as I hear people shouting that, I'm seeing like, these young people, they taking lives like shit don't matter. You know what I mean? Like, they built for that. If you really about that life, why don't you put them guns down, man? Put them hands up. You about that life, you know what I mean? If you so proud of the shit you doing on the streets, you want to be living that lifestyle, you think you built for that. You really not. It take a coward to pick up a gun. You know what I mean? It take a man to actually stand there and fight. But a real man can talk to anything. You feel me? They don't have to fight. That gun, when you decide to pick up that, you know how many lives you are destroying? You're not really taking, and only the person who you killed or you shot away. It's affecting a lot of people. It's affecting their family and loved ones, and yours too. Do you know the effect that you leave on your parents, your siblings, your baby moms, your friends, just people who generally care about your little dumbasses? They sit there and they saying free you, but that's because they love you. But honestly, if you ain't out there defending yourself because somebody coming into your house, putting you in danger and some stuff like that, your family, just to prove a point because you jealous, there's nothing out there that nobody got that you can't get. And that don't mean taking a life. You feel me? Cowards do that. There's nothing in the streets. Streets don't love nobody. And it damn sure ain't loving you. You know what I mean? It's dangerous out here. You be thinking that you built for it, but you really not. Things seem real glorious when you see niggas flexing the big rings. They grilled out, you know what I'm saying? Driving nice whips and stuff like that. But, do you know the consequences that come along with it? My first guess, he's coming from out of Mount Vernon, and he gonna share his little story with you and try to drop some jewels on y'all little knuckleheads. If you wise, you gonna listen to some of these things, these jewels, these people I got up here dropping, because all they doing is trying to save your life, save you the heartache, save you from going to prison, save you from losing your life, save you from taking somebody's life. It's real out here. Stay tuned.
What up? It's Black Lotto. You understand me? One of the realest dudes to come out of Mount Vernon, New York. You understand what I'm saying? To live the life of just keeping it real. You understand what I'm saying? If that's what you call it. Street guy. You understand what I'm saying? Back in the days, but I had to change my life. You understand where I'm coming from? I came up back in the days, you understand what I'm saying, when it wasn't no gangs out there, it was just crews, and we had to go hard, you know what I'm saying, protect your neck, you know what I'm saying. Those days, protecting your neck and going hard, I'm not even going to sugarcoat nothing, led me into the institutions, you understand what I'm saying, where I wound up growing up, living my life inside. It didn't make me a bad guy, it didn't make me dumb or any of those things. It made me more wiser. But everybody don't go through the inside and come out as wise as the next man. Some come out even dumber, doing dumber things, man. They don't learn from their mistakes. If you want to make it in this world, man, you got to accept responsibilities. You understand what I'm saying? Take responsibilities for your actions, man, and learn from your mistakes. And that's how you make it, man. You understand where I'm coming from? It could change, man. It's powerful people. You understand what I'm saying? And great minds. You understand what I'm saying? And kings. You understand what I'm saying? We could change, man. And you could change, because I know I change. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to any young man that's out there willing to change. Challenge yourself to change. How about that?
Yeah, like you said, it's all about change. It's the decisions that you make. Because everybody got to be accountable. It's, you know what I'm saying? Parents, we got to start making our kids accountable. Yo, look over at your baby. Don't you want to see them grow up? You know what I mean? Nobody wants to be standing over no casket crying because you dumbasses, excuse my language, made the choice that you want to run the streets. You want to make a name for yourself out in these streets. People are jealous, and it's sad, because we got to worry about police, and we got to worry about little knuckleheads. You know what I mean? Half of them don't even know how to really shoot efficiently. So they shooting your sisters, they shooting your daughters, your sons. You know what I mean? What happened if it's your mother? All behind some bull crap that ain't even worth it. Y'all niggas fighting for blocks where your parents or you don't even own a house at. You know what I mean? Yo, it's enough money out here that everybody can get some. All that, you getting jealous because you can't do it? Yo, so you gotta go pick up a gun? You a coward. Feel me? Only cowards have to go out that way. You know what I mean? And you be thinking, oh, you exempt because I don't have to worry about that because I got a daughter. Well, guess what? Bullets don't discriminate. And people who pick up guns don't discriminate either. Now, I'm not saying I'm totally against guns, because if somebody come up in your house or somebody doing something, you have the right to defend yourself. But because you jealous of somebody, because they're driving a better car than you, they got a shorty that you couldn't bag, they talked about you, yo, that's some coward shit. Keeping it real. Yeah, you like, she don't know what they're talking about. I keep thinking that. I can tell you one thing. The streets don't discriminate. And my next guest, so she about to drop some jewels on you too. She coming out of Springfield, Mass. You feel me? Welcome, Anastasia Daniels.
And I just want to talk briefly about how all the murders of 2020 have affected myself, as well as family members and close friends of mine, or just people that I know. And so I don't even know the number of murders that have taken place this year, but I know it's quite a few. And it has really taken a toll out on not just myself, but I feel like pretty much the whole city is hurting and been hurting for a while. And especially when there's no justice, no one's getting caught, no one's being held accountable for these murders. And it's like everyone has to live day by day not knowing whether they're driving next to the person that killed their son, their daughter, their sister, or whatever. Not knowing if the person that killed their loved one is someone that's smiling in their face every day, acting like, they're feeling the same pain as them, and really they're the one who caused it. And it's really sad that now these guys are killing females now. So not only do the young men have to worry about being shot down in the streets or wherever, now we have to worry about us females being targeted. And it's really pathetic. Like, I have 3 sons and 1 daughter, and no, I'm not looking forward to raising my sons in this city of Springfield. I don't even know where I feel safe, honestly, because it's not just here, it's pretty much everywhere, and it's sickening that nothing's being done. I feel like the cops, their focus is on something that's way less important than what's going on now. People need to start being held accountable, and things need to change. The city needs a wake-up call, and people need to start to have the authority, needs to get up off their asses and do something about this. Because the more that they let people get away with these murders, the more that murders are going to happen, because they're not going to feel like they have anything to be afraid of or to be looking out for, because everybody else is getting away with it. So they're probably like, why can't I go pick up a gun and kill someone when my boy got 10 bodies? And it's just crazy, and it's sad, and it's just like, you just never know. You have to really live your life in fear every day, because you never know when it's going to be your last moment. And that's life, but it's sad that you have to live like that being a teenager from 16 and 21, 22. I can't recall the last time I remember any young man dying from a natural cause. No, and that's sad.
Yo, that's sad. To hear a young lady sit there and say she can't remember when the last time a young black man died of natural causes. Yo, that's some real shit, yo. That's sad. Listen, we gotta worry about police. We gotta worry about these little young bucks. Yo, it's time for a change. You know, we have so many OGs out there who lived their life and done changed their lives. Why y'all don't grab up one of their little youth and talk to them? Show them something different. Show them that somebody cared. Because you know how it's been. You know what it was like in the streets, not thinking somebody care about you. You know, my next topic is like kind of, you know, I understand there's ethics, a code of ethics for the streets. You know, when you live that life, you ain't supposed to snitch. But that do not go for people who are not of that life. Y'all don't see we're dying. Our youth are dying. There's nobody exempt. My next person, you know, she's speaking on behalf of her brother, Lanisha Daniels, where he showed his street loyalty because he didn't want to be known as a snitch. Police don't care. All they care about is making collars. They don't care about us. Your homeboys, you don't even know if they're really your homeboys now. Because people are so jealous. People know stuff. And they won't even say anything. Walking around smiling in your face. They have the audacity to come to the funerals. And yo, have no shame, no values, no morality. They be them same little kids that you had coming to your house over sleepovers. Yo, we have to watch out for our kids. Yo, y'all kids, y'all niggas need to wake up. Listen, streets don't owe you nothing. Police, they don't care. You see that person sitting on the side of you? They care. Your aunts care. Your mothers, fathers, sisters, your children. Because y'all out here making babies and stuff like that. Y'all leaving all these babies with fatherless. Because somebody thought you was a bum nigga. They talked about you. Somebody else got more than you. That make it right? Who do you owe your loyalty to? Your family or the streets?
I'm doing this video for my brother. We lost my brother on his birthday, September 21st, 2013, and ever since then, we have heard nothing. The police aren't trying to find out who killed him. They act like we're supposed to find out and have proof or evidence when I know for sure I've been to jail plenty of times and they had no proof or evidence and they just locked me up because of what other people said. So, my brother's death affected my family in a major way. It affected us to the point where we probably don't know it, but we take it out on each other because we miss him and we love him and we going through stuff inside, and we're all acting a little differently, and I know that it's because of something. You know, it affected us in a major way, you know. I really can't really, talk about my brother that much because it makes me feel sad, but yes, it affected my family in a major way, and they're not doing nothing about it. Police aren't even trying to find out who did it. The guys are just out here running around freely, laughing about it. And the thing about it is my brother was a witness to a murder that he didn't want to have nothing to do with. And the police kept trying to make him testify and tell on these guys and chasing him, arresting him, putting my brother in jail because of this. Now, everybody knows that if you tell on somebody in the streets, you get killed. So why would the police want somebody to get killed because they want a case so bad? Go out there and solve your own murders and stuff like that. Where you know who's doing it. Everybody knows a lot of stuff, but they don't want to, they don't basically care, you know? So I'm not used to doing stuff like this, but I was, asked to tell how my brother's death affected my family, and that's just, I can't really say much, I'm saying? It affected us in a major way. And the people just got away with it. They're, like I said, they're just still running around out there. The police aren't even trying to find out who did it at all. But, his case will be reopened up soon. And we will be trying to, because we have a lot of, names of people who they said did it, but the police don't even want to hear that. They told me, when I told them what I heard, they told me they can't go by that my mother has to go find out and come talk to them. I said, my mom's going through a lot. I'm talking to y'all. I'm his oldest sister. So see what I'm saying? They basically don't care. And, I don't think they care about my brother at all. And they didn't care about trying to find out who killed him. And that's all I basically could say. Like, the gun violence here is terrible. Some people get caught, some people don't. It seems like it depends on who you are, whether they care or not about your death. And that's it.
It really kind of bothered me because to hear so many young people say that they're numb to the fact that their peers are being murdered. That doesn't bother you? Well, it bothers me. And I want y'all to pay attention. Yo, shit is real out here. Somebody gotta do something. Y'all sit here and people and march for other people in different communities who y'all don't even know. Y'all go hard for these rappers, these celebrities, especially when the police killed them. And y'all want to sit there, oh, Black Lives Matter. When is the Black lives in your community going to matter? When are you going to stand up and help somebody to be a better person? Remember, it only takes one person to make a change. Now I ask you to help me welcome my next guest as he's sitting there explaining to you the ways violence have affected him.
Can you tell us your name?
My name is Curtis Cy Wilson Jr.
And where are you from, Curtis?
Springfield, Massachusetts.
Okay, I just wanted to know, how do you think gun violence affects you?
I feel like, personally, I feel like it affects me from a standpoint of confusion, because a lot of the times you don't know where it happened, as far as what it stemmed from,
Right.
what may have happened to cause it. So a lot of the times I'm confused by it. Meaning, like, if I hear a person got killed, one end of me is sad. So, like, it basically, like, if, say, for instance, right, if I knew a person personally, right, and I knew how they may have lived or, like, behind the scenes stuff of what they may have done, I'll still be sad, but then I'll also have that thought, that natural thought of, well, this may have been why it happened. So, for example, like when people like change and turn a new leaf that may have lived a violent lifestyle prior, a lot of the times, like you see people dying like 5, 6, 7 years later, and it's like, you'd be like, damn, they changed, which is right, which was right for them. There's no reason, there's no even excuse as to why they got killed. But a lot of people hold on to whatever happened, whatever that person may have done to them. Maybe they jumped them, maybe they robbed them, maybe they embarrassed them in front of a group of people. And so people, a lot of murder, a lot of killings and a lot of violence comes from that. So that's why I'm left with the confusion. But it does make me sad, though.
So do you think that if you knew, I mean, it would be less effective if, you know what I'm saying, that if you knew the life that person lived, would their death be less effective? You know, would you be less affected by it?
Nah. It's still, I'm still gonna. If I know you, I'm still affected. I just will have that part of my mind that still can understand why or why not something that happened.
Okay.
But it's never like easy for me personally losing somebody, having lost cousins, you know what I'm saying? Having lost people that are near and dear to my heart. It's definitely been tough for me. But thank to God I haven't had too many close losses to like gun violence though.
So what do you think the overall effect, you know, when it comes to gun violence is, like the longer, like what, you know what I'm saying? What change does it have on the community, or, you know?
I think people point to whoever they blame, right or wrong. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, and it just loops. So it's never really like a real solution, only because like in order to really like, for me and personally, in order to like make change, you have to, no matter if you don't like it at all, no matter if you don't, you have to learn to understand the other side of the equation, as well as the person, as well as the death or whatever occurs. So meaning is get to root causes of why people kill people, like what in these communities that, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, what keeps perpetuating these cycles to continue? And that's an individual by individual. Everybody's different. But it's like, for an example, like when there's these mass shootings, right? People are so angry at the person who did it, which, whatever, I'm not telling anybody how to feel, but they never address, like, what could have led the person there.
So do you think that there's any justification for any type of gun violence?
It's never a justification that's going to make people comfortable, but it's a reasoning. Now, whether a person agree or not, it's just there's a backstory to things. So go ahead.
So do you think that due to someone's backstory, they had reason to...
They didn't have a reason to do what they did, but that was the reason. that it happened or it could happen.
Anger, basically, because I mean, to me, I wouldn't say mentally. You just acting out of anger. It depending on the situation.
Yeah, definitely depending on the situation. That's why I used it.
The mass shooting.
Let me separate
Right.
mass shooting from a day-to-day violence. That was just me basically drawing a parallel to like, all right, what make a person, what circumstance or whatever happens that people who've killed people, right? Put it like this. If you go into prisons, right, this is a good way, right? People who have done murders, find out these people's backstories, if they're willing or if they're not, and see what you get from that. And then what you do is start spreading the knowledge to the people who haven't done that yet. Whether it's you give a class about it, I don't really know. Like you could.
Right. So that's my next question. So ultimately, what would you say? You know, what would you say to somebody in order to try to prevent them from even going that route, picking up a gun, or you know what I'm saying, like?
And that kind of feeds to what I say, right? Like, all right, so say for instance, right, I could say what I say, but if we get enough, like, if we gain enough stories of people who've done this, who may have murdered people, or may just be in jail for violence, or maybe have also too showed them people who lost people to violence. Give a contrast, a reason of why you don't have to become this, no matter what your circumstance is. You can definitely evolve beyond it because people from the same circumstances do. And then also from the flip side, you show the effects of what this does to families, what this does to communities, how this makes people feel.
Once again, what's the effects? Families, communities.
Families, communities. It affects so many different people. So I just always like to look at things from all angles. I know it's not always popular, but I just feel like there's root causes to things, but people be angry. You know what I mean? A lot of the times people be angry or you know what it is? To be objective in the thought process of that. It was hard because I was emotionally attached to it. You know what I'm saying? So maybe it would have been easy for me to look at somebody trying to say why or why not a cop may have done something. You feel what I mean? But if you can step away, no matter if I agree with it or not, which I definitely don't, it's just like, it's hard to talk about, man. It's hard to talk about my best friend. So I don't want to really go with that right now. But I could say this, though, when we're talking about that, how that personally affects me when you're talking about, like, police brutality and gun violence and that nature. I'm, like, numb to it because I lived through it. Because me and the people around me lived through it. His family and all my close people, we lived through it. So when I see, like, George Floyd or somebody like that, I don't want to come off as insensitive, but I try to not even, like, feed into it or watch it. It's like I lived through it. Like, I feel like these people are put out there nationally when I ain't hear nothing about my brother. So it's hard to, like, it's hard to really, like, gravitate toward those movements. But I do respect what people stand for, though. But let me say this, though. There's never really an excuse for violence. It shouldn't be, but it is. And I feel like the way it can change is more and more people becoming self-aware. More and more people finding in tune with themselves, literally discovering who they are, connecting within, being more faithful having more faith in the God or whatever you believe.
Stop being greedy.
Yeah, take away like he said, take away the greed. And these things that happen little by little.
Hi, my name is Jazzy. I'm from Springfield, Mass. I was asked to do a video on how gun violence affected or affects me. One thing I could say right now is that, not that I'm numb to violence at this point, but it's like when I hear about someone getting killed now, it's just like sad. You know what I'm saying? Like I could barely cry or whatever. Like I've been dealing with this since I was like 13 years old. I was with one of my good friends going to the park to braid his hair with a couple of other friends, and a drive-by happened. He got shot, and my other friend, my best friend, she got shot too, but she ended up surviving. She got shot in the leg. He passed away. So like I said, I was there. I seen it all. They're just now literally in 2020 getting him a tombstone. So you could just imagine how that affected the people of the community or whatever. And a little while after that, one of my other friends on New Year's had got shot downtown Springfield, and one of my cousins, she had got shot as well in that same incident. She had got shot in the eye. Luckily, she survived, and he passed away. And it was just like from then on, you started to like expect stuff like that just because the situations that people were putting themselves in or whatever, and just the gangs period. Like you could be anywhere at Kmart or something, and if you see somebody who's a rival from a different gang, like that can cost you your life, you know what I'm saying? So like as we all got older and stuff, we obviously went our separate ways, but you still grew up with who you grew up with, and it's like friends just started getting knocked off like month by month, and that's when you started just knowing like certain places that you shouldn't go, or just to prevent it, because bullets ain't have no name on it, which they still don't, but it's like you gotta just make better decisions. But anyways, like just losing friends back to back, you start getting depressed, and it's like after a while, like I said earlier, you start getting immune to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it got to the point where I stopped wanting to chill around people, being so close with them, because I was scared that I was going to lose them. And that's sad. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then, this new generation, like, now you got to be worried about your brother killing you, because there's no loyalty, there's no morals, and the older dudes who was around back then are either dead or in jail, who really did and who really was like spitting knowledge to these kids or whatever. Like nowadays people operate off of like no type of respect, you know what I'm saying? Like no rules. Like there been no rules in the game, but now it's like it's just crazy. You really can't trust nobody. Growing up, like when you rode with your crew, like you knew like they had your back, you know what I'm saying? Now you can't go nowhere with nobody without, second guessing like, okay, is they gonna turn on me, or is they gonna have my back like they should, or whatever. It just, just the fact that people just started disappearing, and it just is crazy and it's sad. Like the hood ain't the hood no more. Like you go over there, and before you would feel at home because it's like everybody you grew up with, and it's like now it's just new people. And the worst situation that I've ever been in, which affected me to the core, was my daughter's father. He was killed, not, it's still gun violence or whatever, but it was police brutality, you know what I'm saying? And I was there as well. Just, I got a lot of trauma in me. And, in some ways it does make you stronger because, after you accept it, but just, you just never get over stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? And although it wasn't gang violence, it's like, I'm not blaming anything on my baby father, but, his record wasn't too good. Like, if sometime you prevent coming up and giving yourself a certain type of reputation it will benefit you in the future. You know what I'm saying? Like, and there's no excuse for why this officer killed him at all whatsoever. But I'm just generally speaking, like, saying he did see his record and he felt like he had to be on guard or something. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, the streets really is just not for you. It's not your friend. Nobody there is, you know, people just want attention and clout. But if you're solidified in yourself, if you're already validated and, you know, you confident in yourself, you won't need no type of, you know what I'm saying, gang to back you up, or, you know, you just you. People gonna respect you for you. You know what I'm saying? But it just has a big effect. Like, these kids are growing up without parents, without fathers, like, and that's one of the most important things, you know, for a kid. And this is another reason why morals and respect is all fucked up, because these kids are being raised, these boys are getting bigger than their mothers and just not caring.
Hello, yes, and to end our show, that was Miss Jazzy Edwards out of Springfield, Massachusetts, dropping those jewels and making you think that nobody is safe unless you make a change, and change starts with you. And make sure that you go out there and help somebody in your community, because our community relies on you.